This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview. Joining us today is Ben Turney, the CEO of Kavango Resources, after the company released assay results from their Prospect 3 at their Hillside gold project in Zimbabwe. Well, thank you very much for your time. Ben, how are you?
I'm very good, thanks, Mark.
Now, these assay results are the third set of assay results that was a scoping hole, wasn't it, to target mineralization below the artisanal workings that you're working on. And so this was a first sort of look and see, was it? Test and see what might be underneath the artisanal workings?
Pretty much. The goal of this drill campaign, we have 4 main targets now. Originally it was 3, but we upgraded Prospect 4.
Okay.
Thanks to work that our team did in the field. But the goal of this drill campaign was to really go and just put holes into what we felt were the guts of each of these targets to see what was there. It wasn't, I would say, particularly scientific at this point. It was more a case of to test the untested potential for deeper mineralization. But as we said in the announcement last week, Mark, this is turning into a much bigger target than we'd originally appreciated, and it really is starting to look quite exciting.
Okay, well, let's talk a bit about it then, because you say in the RNS that you intersected multiple shear zones hosting sets of anatomizing gold-bearing quartz veins and associated sulfide mineralization totaling 40 meters, grading at over 0.5 grams per ton gold. It starts at 12 meters below surface, and suggesting there that this could mean it's amenable to open pit mining, which is, of course, what Kavango want to get to here. But what do these results mean then, really, both in terms of grades, but of course, and also in terms of the width, because it's quite a large area, isn't it?
It's a very large area now. So thanks to the IP surveys, the induced polarization that Hillary's company has completed for us, we think we're now looking at a 600 meter wide by 1200 meter long target area that's open at strike. The strike could be as long as 5 kilometers. So it really is a very big target that we're looking at. The widths are very important because in the open pit model, the more you obviously want to hit multiple zones of mineralization, and the wider those zones of mineralization, the greater the economics and the overall value. So although these grades were lower than the grades we'd encountered in our first 2 holes at Prospects 2 and 4, these Prospect 3 results really are very encouraging for us, because they've appeared to link, or the system appears to link with Prospect 2, which is why we now have this 600 meter width. But the grades, the widths that we have encountered, that fits exactly with the open pit model. So we're really looking forward to bringing the drill rig back to Hillside once we've finished at Nara. And we've now got what we think are some pretty clear targets to do some infill drilling to test the potential of this really rather large target.
Okay, and you're also going to be doing further an IP program here to really identify some areas of interest.
We are. So we're going to, based on the success that we're having so far with the IP, we're going to do some more intense IP across this area. What's really important to understand about the IP surveys, Mark, is that thanks to this drilling, we've got controls on the geophysics. That's very important, because a lot of geophysics, it can end up with very pretty looking pictures, but until you've tested it with the drill bit and you've got some controls on the data, a lot of the work in geophysics can be educated guesswork. What's fantastic about our program is, because of the amount of drilling that we're doing and how quickly our team is moving through the gears on this, we've actually got the physical data to match up with the IP data, which acts as a control for further surveying. And what the IP is picking up on are these zones of sulfide mineralization, for example, pyrite. What's positive about that is that the pyrite appears to be associated with the gold. So the principle is very basic. If we can map the pyrite, it stands to reason that we can map the gold. It's then up to us to go and drill test it, to test the widths and the intensity of mineralization, so the grade. So this really is a very powerful tool in our exploration toolkit.
Following this IP, then, this will help you make better targets when you go back after drilling at Nara. When would you like to get back drilling at Hillside?
Immediately. So we expect to finish drilling towards the end of May, and we'll start drilling back at Hillside at the start of June. And you've quite rightly picked up on why we were looking to do more of the IP. In sort of more traditional exploration, you do your IP surveys first, and as we are in the KCB, and then you look to develop drill targets and then look to drill those out. Well, the opportunity here in Zimbabwe is close to the surface. A lot of it's already being mined with the artisanal working, so that enables a company like ours that's moving very quickly to move straight into drilling, just to test targets that are already being drilled, and then enable us to follow up on more sophisticated exploration such as the IP that we're now doing.
It'd be good to go over with you a bit of a feature where you can get some slides and sort of take us through some of the IP you've already got and where you're targeting, and then I think that would help people understand perhaps the scale of this. But if you were to try and put that into some context now, I know you talk about the relationship between Prospect 2 and Prospect 3 covering this extensive mineralized system that is essentially 1.2 kilometers long, really 600 meters wide. I mean, do you understand the system very much at the moment, or is that something you're still learning?
We're still learning, but we're understanding it, we believe, at quite an increasing pace. So yeah, it'd be a great opportunity, Mark, if probably with our next release, the team at the moment is compiling the various data that we have and looking to develop a more comprehensive exploration model of this much larger target. And from what I've seen so far, we've got some really great looking visuals that will back up what we've put into words so far. So once we're in a position where we can release that, it'd be great if maybe we could do a video presentation together and we can just talk it through with the actual with the imagery in front of us. Indeed,
that would be very useful, Ben. Well, just a last question on Hillside. How is the small scale production going? Anything to report on operations on this front?
It's going brilliantly. I mean, we hit just under a kilo in March. We hit just over a kilo in April, which was this is of actual gold sales that was sold. So all in all, it's progressing faster than we expected. Following the recent raise that we did, we've now got some extra working capital that we can put to work at Hillside, so we can get into more direct mining ourselves. And we're now looking at a 3 kilogram a month target a bit later on this year, which would be getting on for 200,000 revenue a month for the business. So we really are starting to grow that very rapidly. And obviously we've got plans to become a much larger producer, but so far so good. And it's enabling us as a business to start to build up our mining skills. So it's progressing brilliantly. Thanks for asking.
Okay, well, no problem. Well, thank you very much, as always, Ben Turney, the CEO of Kavango Resources, for your time, and I look forward to doing the feature with you perhaps next week.
Thanks a lot, Mark.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stopboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.